Welcome to our comprehensive exploration of climate change. In this video, we'll break down what climate change is, why it's happening, the effects it has on our planet, and what we can do to address it. Climate change is one of the most pressing challenges of our time, impacting every corner of the globe. Understanding its causes, effects, and solutions is crucial for everyone, whether you're a student, a professional, or simply a concerned citizen. Let's begin by defining climate change and setting the stage for our journey through this critical topic. Climate change refers to long-term shifts in temperatures and weather patterns, mainly caused by human activities. While climate naturally fluctuates over time, the rapid changes we're seeing today are largely due to the burning of fossil fuels, deforestation, and industrial processes. These activities release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, trapping heat and causing global temperatures to rise. Let's look deeper into how these changes differ from natural climate variation. Throughout Earth's history, climate has changed due to natural factors like volcanic eruptions, solar cycles, and ocean currents. However, since the Industrial Revolution, human activities have become the dominant force driving climate change. The burning of coal, oil, and gas for energy, along with large-scale deforestation, has dramatically increased the concentration of greenhouse gases in our atmosphere. This human influence is now the primary cause of the rapid warming we observe today. Greenhouse gases are substances in the atmosphere that trap heat. The most common are carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. While these gases occur naturally, human activities have increased their levels far beyond what the Earth can handle. Carbon dioxide comes mainly from burning fossil fuels, methane from agriculture and livestock, and nitrous oxide from fertilizers. The buildup of these gases is the main driver of global warming. Carbon dioxide, or CO2, is the most significant greenhouse gas released by human activities. It's produced whenever we burn fossil fuels for electricity, transportation, or heating. Deforestation also contributes by reducing the number of trees that can absorb CO2. As CO2 levels rise, more heat is trapped in the atmosphere, leading to higher global temperatures and a cascade of environmental changes. Methane and nitrous oxide are also powerful greenhouse gases. Methane is released during the production and transport of coal, oil, and natural gas, as well as from livestock and other agricultural practices. Nitrous oxide comes mainly from agricultural fertilizers and certain industrial processes. Both gases are much more effective at trapping heat than CO2, even though they are present in smaller amounts. Forests act as the planet's lungs, absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. When forests are cleared for agriculture or development, not only is this vital carbon sink lost, but the carbon stored in trees is also released back into the atmosphere. Deforestation is a double-edged sword, both reducing the Earth's ability to absorb CO2 and increasing emissions at the same time. Rise of industry and our reliance on fossil fuels for energy have been central to modern development, but they come at a cost. Factories, power plants, and vehicles all emit large amounts of greenhouse gases. As economies grow and energy demand increases, so do emissions, unless cleaner alternatives are adopted. This link between industrialization and emissions is a key challenge in the fight against climate change. Agriculture is another major contributor to climate change. Livestock such as cows produce methane during digestion, and rice paddies emit methane as well. Fertilizers used in farming release nitrous oxide. As the global population grows and demand for food increases, agricultural emissions are expected to rise unless sustainable practices are adopted. Transportation is a significant source of greenhouse gas emissions, especially in developed countries. Cars, trucks, airplanes, and ships all burn fossil fuels, releasing carbon dioxide and other pollutants. As more people travel and global trade expands, transportation emissions continue to rise. Transitioning to electric vehicles and cleaner fuels is essential for reducing this impact. As more people move to cities, energy demand rises. Urban areas require electricity for homes, businesses, and infrastructure. This often leads to increased use of fossil fuels, especially in rapidly growing cities. Urbanization also changes land use, sometimes reducing green spaces that help absorb carbon dioxide. Sustainable urban planning is crucial for managing these impacts. One of the most visible effects of climate change is the increase in global average temperatures. Over the past century, the Earth has warmed by about 1.1 degrees Celsius. This may not sound like much, but even small temperature increases can have dramatic effects on weather, ecosystems, and human societies. Let's explore some of these consequences in detail. As temperatures rise, glaciers and polar ice caps are melting at an accelerated rate. This contributes to rising sea levels, threatening coastal communities and low-lying islands. Melting ice also disrupts habitats for animals like polar bears and penguins, putting entire ecosystems at risk. Sea level rise is expected to continue for decades, even if emissions are reduced today. Climate change is making extreme weather events more frequent and severe. Heat waves, droughts, floods, hurricanes, and wildfires are becoming more common and intense. These events can devastate communities, destroy crops, and cause billions in damages. Preparing for and adapting to these changes is essential for building resilience. Oceans absorb much of the excess heat from global warming, leading to higher sea temperatures. Warmer oceans disrupt marine life, coral reefs, and fisheries. Additionally, increased carbon dioxide dissolves in seawater, making it more acidic. Ocean acidification threatens shellfish, corals, and the entire marine food chain, with serious consequences for people who depend on the sea for food and livelihoods. Climate change is a major threat to biodiversity. As habitats shift or disappear, many plant and animal species struggle to survive. Some may go extinct if they can't adapt quickly enough. Biodiversity loss weakens ecosystems, making them less resilient to future changes and reducing the benefits they provide to humans, such as clean air, water, and food. Changing weather patterns and extreme events threaten global food production. Droughts, floods, and heat waves can destroy crops and reduce yields. Pests and diseases may spread to new areas as temperatures rise. These challenges make it harder to feed a growing population, especially in vulnerable regions. Ensuring food security will require adapting agriculture to a changing climate. Climate change is altering rainfall patterns, leading to more frequent and severe droughts in many regions. Water scarcity affects drinking water supplies, agriculture, and industry. As glaciers and snowpacks shrink, rivers and lakes may dry up, putting millions at risk. Managing water resources wisely is becoming increasingly important in a warming world. Climate change poses serious risks to human health. Heat waves can cause heat stroke and worsen heart and respiratory conditions. Changing climates can spread diseases like malaria and dengue fever to new areas. Air pollution from burning fossil fuels also harms health, especially for children and the elderly. Addressing climate change is vital for protecting public health. Economic impacts of climate change are far-reaching. Extreme weather damages infrastructure, disrupts supply chains, and increases insurance costs. Agriculture, fisheries, and tourism are particularly vulnerable. Investing in climate resilience and transitioning to a low-carbon economy can help reduce these risks and create new opportunities for growth. Climate change can exacerbate social inequalities and lead to political instability. Vulnerable communities often suffer the most from its impacts, lacking resources to adapt or recover. Competition for water, food, and land can fuel conflicts and migration. Addressing these challenges requires cooperation and fair policies at local, national, and international levels. As climate impacts intensify, more people are forced to leave their homes. Rising seas, droughts, and disasters can make entire regions uninhabitable. These climate refugees face uncertain futures and often lack legal protection. Planning for migration and supporting affected communities is a growing humanitarian priority. Scientists warn that climate change could push the Earth past certain tipping points, leading to irreversible changes. Examples include the collapse of ice sheets, dieback of rainforests, or thawing of permafrost, releasing massive amounts of methane. Avoiding these tipping points is crucial as they could accelerate warming and make solutions much harder. Global cooperation is essential to tackle climate change. International agreements like the Paris Agreement aim to limit global warming by reducing emissions. Countries set targets for cutting greenhouse gases and report on their progress. While these agreements are a step forward, stronger action and accountability are needed to meet climate goals. Transitioning to renewable energy sources is one of the most effective ways to reduce emissions. Solar, wind, hydro, and geothermal power generate electricity without burning fossil fuels. Investing in renewables creates jobs, improves energy security, and helps protect the environment. The shift to clean energy is already underway in many countries. Improving energy efficiency is another powerful tool for fighting climate change. Using less energy to perform the same tasks reduces emissions and saves money. This can be achieved through better building design, efficient appliances, and smarter transportation systems. Every bit of energy saved helps slow global warming. Switching to sustainable transportation options can greatly reduce emissions. Electric vehicles, public transit, cycling, and walking all help cut down on fossil fuel use. Cities can encourage these choices by investing in infrastructure and making it easier for people to choose low-carbon travel. Forests are vital for absorbing carbon dioxide and supporting biodiversity. Protecting existing forests and restoring degraded ones can help slow climate change. Reforestation and sustainable land management practices are essential strategies. Everyone can play a role, from governments to local communities and individuals. Adopting sustainable agricultural practices can reduce emissions and protect the environment. Techniques like crop rotation, organic farming, and efficient irrigation help maintain soil health and reduce the need for chemical fertilizers. Supporting local and sustainable food systems also lowers the carbon footprint of our diets. Waste, especially in the form of landfill and food waste, contributes to greenhouse gas emissions. Reducing, reusing, and recycling materials can lower emissions and conserve resources. Composting organic waste and minimizing single-use plastics are simple steps that make a big difference. Innovation in clean technology is key to solving climate change. Advances in renewable energy, battery storage, carbon capture, and smart grids are making it easier to reduce emissions. Supporting research and development in these areas can accelerate the transition to a sustainable future. While reducing emissions is critical, adapting to the changes already underway is equally important. This includes building resilient infrastructure, protecting vulnerable communities, and developing early warning systems for extreme weather. Adaptation helps minimize the damage from climate impacts and ensures societies can thrive in a changing world. Education is a powerful tool for driving climate action. Teaching people about the causes and effects of climate change empowers them to make informed choices. Schools, media, and community organizations all play a role in raising awareness and inspiring action at every level. Every person can make a difference in the fight against climate change. Simple actions like conserving energy, reducing waste, eating less meat, and choosing sustainable products add up. When individuals act together, they can drive larger changes in society and influence businesses and governments to do more. Communities around the world are taking action to address climate change. Local governments, businesses, and organizations are implementing renewable energy projects, improving public transportation, and protecting green spaces. These grassroots efforts show that meaningful change can start at the local level and inspire others to follow. Businesses have a major role to play in reducing emissions and promoting sustainability. Many companies are setting ambitious climate targets, investing in clean energy, and redesigning products to be more eco-friendly. Corporate responsibility not only helps the planet but can also improve reputation and profitability. Governments can drive climate action through policies and incentives. Carbon pricing, renewable energy mandates, and efficiency standards encourage businesses and individuals to reduce emissions. Public investment in research, infrastructure, and education supports the transition to a low-carbon economy. Climate change is a global problem that requires international cooperation. Countries must work together to share technology, finance adaptation, and support the most vulnerable. Global agreements and partnerships are essential for achieving meaningful progress and ensuring a sustainable future for all. Climate justice recognizes that those who contribute least to climate change often suffer the most from its impacts. Fair solutions must address the needs of vulnerable communities and ensure everyone has a voice in decision-making. Equity and justice are central to building a sustainable and inclusive future. Innovation is driving new solutions to climate change. From carbon capture technologies to plant-based diets and green buildings, creative ideas are making a difference. Supporting innovation and scaling up successful solutions is essential for meeting climate goals and building a better future. Young people are leading the charge for climate action. Through activism, education, and innovation, youth are raising awareness and demanding change from leaders. Their energy and creativity are vital for driving progress and ensuring that future generations inherit a healthy planet. Solving climate change requires collective action at every level. When individuals, communities, businesses, and governments work together, they can achieve far more than any one group alone. Collaboration and shared responsibility are the keys to creating lasting change and protecting our planet. Despite the challenges, there is hope. Advances in technology, growing awareness, and global cooperation are making a difference. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to a more sustainable future. By working together, we can overcome climate change and create a better world for ourselves and future generations. Let's recap what we've learned. Climate change is driven by human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. Its effects are wide-ranging, from rising temperatures and sea levels to threats to health, food, and biodiversity. Solutions exist, including renewable energy, efficiency, sustainable agriculture, and collective action. Everyone has a role to play in building a sustainable future. Now is the time to act. Whether you're an individual, part of a community, or a leader in business or government, your choices matter. By learning, advocating, and making sustainable decisions, we can all contribute to the fight against climate change. Together, we can protect our planet and ensure a brighter future for all.